Today I'm going to reveal to you exactly how I built a social media marketing agency that within its first 45 days from signing my first client was generating over $10,000 per month. So from signing our first client in November 2019 for $1,200 within about 45 days, we were making over 10K per month. Now since then I've gone on to scale my agency up to about $50,000 per month. So these strategies that I'm going to teach you will, one, help you get to the 10K per month mark, but they'll also help you scale past that. The last thing I want for you is for you to get stuck along your journey. I want you to be able to scale and then to keep on scaling. Make sure you watch till the end of this video and you don't skip through, because I'm going to literally reveal all the things I did that didn't work and that were a complete waste of time, but also the things that worked and made me a ton of money. So a little bit of context, guys. Before I started my social media marketing agency and before we got that first client in November of 2019, I was freelancing for quite some time. This meant that I was technically trading my time for money. I didn't have a team and I was doing all of the work myself. I was doing everything from social media management to content creation to Facebook ads to funnel building. I was what you call a jack of all trades. I was pretty good at what I was doing, but I had no way of scaling. And to be honest, guys, I was pretty much maxed out at 2 to 3 clients, which is not a lot. But because I was pretty much their own social media guy, I did everything for them in terms of their social media, but also in their marketing with their Facebook ads and their sales funnels. I was maxed out. I couldn't take on any more clients. So I knew something was fundamentally wrong with what I was doing. I knew I was good at what I was doing and I knew I wanted more, but I could not connect the dots. I could not see how I was going to get to 10K a month with my business if I was maxed out with just 2 or 3 clients. So after some months, I finally came to the realization that I had to stop doing what I was doing. If I wanted to scale, I needed to have people and systems in my business that could do the work for me. So I made the decision to start a marketing agency. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did when I was starting and what I didn't do, what I consciously decided not to spend my time on, because if you follow what I did, you will be able to scale faster than most other people. I'll be honest, guys, most people spend months, if not years, trying to get to 10K per month in revenue. In fact, there's a lot of agency owners I know that still make around 10K per month in their business, and they've been running their business for like 4 or 5 years. So like many of you out there, when I decided that, hey, I'm going to start this agency, I did a lot of the things that you've probably done or at least thought about doing. You know, I got business cards made, I built out a website, I spent some time building out a logo, and I did lots of this busy work that did not actually get me to where I wanted to be. Because I had built the website, got the logo, got the business cards, but then I had to pay for it all. But I wasn't making any money from my agency, so I didn't want to pay for it. So I actually ended up scrapping the website that I built. I think it was on Squarespace or one of those free platforms, maybe even Wix, and I just scrapped it. I was like, I put all this time into making it. It looked pretty decent, but I didn't want to pay the monthly fee of hosting the website. So I just said, not going to do it. I'm going to focus my time on what's actually going to get me clients. So that was a big shift for me. It was realizing that these busy activities of building out my website, building a Facebook page and an Instagram page didn't really matter. Yes, they do have an impact in the long run. If you have them set up, it's going to serve you. But in the short term, which is what you have to focus on when you're starting, there was no direct ROI from those activities. So I don't want you to go out and do that. Don't build a website unless you really need to. So my agency got to 10K per month with no website. Right, let that sink in. So because I knew I needed a team, what I did very, very quickly was I hired a graphic designer. So for our first client, we did social media management, right? This means that we needed to create content, post the content, manage their social media page, and that was pretty much it. So I was happy doing, the sales for the business and the service delivery myself. But having a graphic designer in place was the most logical step for me. I found a great graphic designer who's still with my agency to this day, and he creates all types of graphics for our clients. So that obviously freed up a good bit of my time so that I could focus more on the sales and the outreach, which was needed if I wanted to scale this. So when I started outreach, I did a few things. I experimented with DMs on Instagram, I did some voice messages on Instagram, I did some video messages, and I did cold email. Those were the main 4 areas of outreach that I was focusing on. And to be honest, they all worked. It was not that one was 10 times better than the other. I got responses via email, I got responses via voice, video, and just text message. And to be honest, I pretty much just did a blend of all kind of 4 different types of outreach until we started seeing that momentum, right? We got a few clients signed up, and then I could see very clearly what was working in getting me clients and what wasn't really working. So the outreach I did back then is actually quite different to what I do right now. Right now, it's a very automated mass market approach where I don't do the outreach. We've got virtual assistants on my team that do that for me. But when I started, I put a lot of time and effort into every conversation that I had. I made sure I was getting super personal with them. I came across as, super authentic, not trying to sell them straight away, but just really trying to understand their business and to see if I could help. So I'd say a big thing that I did that I do urge you to do is focus on building those relationships, focus on quality of your outreach, but also quantity. Okay, you need to make sure you're messaging enough people every day, because if you only message 2 people, it's going to be very hard to get clients from that. If you message 100 people a day, you just 50x your chances of getting a client. But do make sure you're putting in that work, you're building those relationships, you're not coming off as a salesperson, right? And you're truly trying to understand their business so that you can serve them better. I also focus very, very heavily on my niche, right? I was in the health and fitness scene myself. I had a side Instagram page where I posted like fitness photos, fitness tips and stuff like that. So I tapped into that straight away, right? I thought, look, there's probably a ton of other fitness people who just don't know how to create content, don't have the time to run their social media page. So let me just start talking to those people. And that's pretty much what I did. A lot of the first few clients that came through our doors were people that I would have interacted with before or kind of knew in some way. And so by building those relationships and then focusing on the quantity of my outreach, we scaled fast. And so from there, guys, like the rest is history. Once we hit that 10K per month mark, we have not dipped below that. We've only gone up from that point. So obviously to go from 10K a month to 50K a month, or even to 30 or 40K a month, there's lots of changes that had to happen. We hired a lot of virtual assistants. We hired client managers that manage the communication between my team, my clients, and we built a lot of systems so that we could scale. So what we do right now is a lot more complex than when we started. When we started, we just focused on those basics, right? Messaging enough people, understanding them, really pitching value to them, not spending time on those waste of time activities, and getting those first few people on our team to do some of the work, right? Graphic designers, and then eventually virtual assistants. And so my tips for you if you're starting is mainly just focus on what works, right? Focus on the needle moving activities, the things that are actually going to get you clients and actually get you results. Because being busy, branding your agency and all these things, they're important. And yes, they do matter. But when you're starting, they don't. They only matter down the line. A big thing is that people think, hey, I need a website. You don't need a website. You need clients to trust you. You need prospects to trust you, right? Because when a prospect says to you, oh yeah, where's your website? I don't see any website. I need to see some proof. They don't want to see a website. They want the proof, right? That's all that they want. They just want to see that you're trustworthy and you can do what you say you do. It's not that they want to actually see your website. They want to see what would be on your website. And if someone is asking that to you, it means that they don't trust you. To get someone to buy from you, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. So if you haven't matched all those 3 things, there's something wrong in your process and you need to fix that process. You don't need the website, you need to fix this. As you start this journey, you're going to have a lot of mindset shifts, okay? You're going to have a lot of limiting beliefs that pop into your head when you're trying to pitch clients. You're going to have a lot of doubts. You're going to have a lot of imposter syndrome, right? And all of these things are natural. These happen to me and they happen to, I would say, every agency owner out there. So you don't want to avoid these, right? You don't want to just pretend they don't exist, but you just have to actively battle through them. When you get imposter syndrome, remind yourself of what you're doing and how you can impact the lives of your clients. When you get the doubts, put pen to paper and logically work through how that is just a doubt and that does not mean it's a reality. And of course, one of the biggest things you can do is really just to get help, right? Having accountability, someone that you can talk to on a daily basis, that you can share your wins with, your struggles with, and having a group of people that you can network with and learn what's working with them and what other strategies work for someone else. Those things right there, that is super, super powerful. And that's why I started the 6-figure accelerator program. Look, obviously it's a side income for myself, but it's also this opportunity for me to share what I've learned, but also to create this amazing community. Every single week in the program, we do a live coaching call. And every time I wrap up that call, after like 1 or 2 hours, the chat is blowing up on Zoom. It's just like amazing call, so much value. Thank you so much for that. And then I check my Telegram later on And I've got about 10 messages saying the same thing. Adam, that was the first call I was on. That was so damn valuable. And I can see the transformation so clearly with people. They come in and they don't have support. All of their friends don't support what they're doing. And once they tap into this network, it all becomes a lot easier. You've got support, accountability, and all the tools and resources you need to actually succeed. So because if you want to learn more about that program, you know what to do. The link is going to be down in the description. I can't stress it enough, just the results we've been getting in there, the transformation I'm seeing in people, it's phenomenal. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value from this video. Make sure to drop a like, make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.